Parts we have is the AMD Athlon 64X2 dual-core processor, Asus ROG motherboard, that's AM2NF3 Vista motherboard, 450 watt power box, enough to supply all the hardware, a Western Digital 250 gigabyte hard drive, a GeForce FX graphics card, and some neon tubing, this blue and green, Aerogate 1 fan controller, multi-LED, CD-ROM drive, and a DVD-ROM drive. Standard keyboard with mice and USB speakers, and we have an ATX case. The front has a 12mm neon fan. First thing we do is open the motherboard. What we have here, the brackets, power cables, manual, SATA cables, 2 IDE cables, and of course the main board. As you can see here, we've got AMD 2 slot with 4 DDR2 up to 800 megahertz RAM. We have 5 PCI slots and a PCI Express port. Tools you need is a screwdriver, preferably with a magnetic tip so you don't drop the screws. An electronic screwdriver makes the whole process faster, and a handy torchlight LED. The first thing you want to do is open the processor. You see it comes here nicely packed. Open one. Make sure your hand is fully static free, not touching the case chassis. Now that just slips into the motherboard. On the motherboard you see a clip, pull that up. There should be a little corner on the side, see, it's fit in there nicely. Once it's secured, lock it. Now comes the motherboard processor fan. As you can see, it comes out with pre-laid thermal paste. This paste is used for the processor and the heatsink to have good contact for good heat flow away from the processor. Once that's on, you just want to clip that down. It's nicely clipped. You have the wire which goes onto the motherboard. You will find the CPU fan located right next to the CPU. So you just put that on there. And that's nicely secure. Now you're ready for the next step, memory. The memory is a DDR2 module at 800 megahertz. It will only fit in one way, so you can't go wrong. Make sure the notches are open, like so. Place it. A bit of pressure on both sides equally, press down until you hear the clips close automatically, and it's nice and secure. We can carry on with the second module. Open the clips. Place down, pressure equally. The memory modules are firmly in place. Now the next step, motherboard has to go in the case. Put the power box in. firmly in place. Once it's firmly in place, just locate all the screws. Screws are in place. Now just screw them in. And you do that with all 4 screws, and the power box should be finished. On the motherboard, you need to put the jack screws in to support the motherboard up. Just twist it in place. It should come about with a pack of 6 of these. All 6 screws are firmly in place. Right, now it's time to place the motherboard in. Motherboard's in place. And we'll just put the screws in. Some of the screws you may find difficult to place in, and it's a magnetic screwdriver. Now the motherboard is in place, all screws attached, motherboard is firmly on. Now behind the chassis you see brackets you push open, allowing space for the graphics card to be installed. Just twist it off and it should be fine. Time for graphics card. Insert the graphics card, slide it into place, push firmly, should be on place. So, here you want to screw. Now what we want to do is look for the power cable for the power box, find 24-pin connector on the motherboard. Once you find it, just clip it in, firmly in place. The power cable in. It's powered. Just to overview what we just did. Put the power cable in, fan, processor, graphics card, main board safely in place, power box secured. And the next step, we need all accessories: CD-ROM, DVD-ROM, hard disk drive, chassis fan. If you're using Technog, you have this power in your power box, which powers for the graphics card and main other components. That just clips in simply. You only can go in one way, so you can't go wrong. You just clip that in place. That's fine. Yep, this looks fine. Now you want to do is push out each one of these slots. So I'm going to remove all 3 and I'm installing all 3 slots. Push out the front bays. I've taken out all 3 of them. Easily by pushing it out. Slide the CD-ROM drive and DVD-ROM drives into the slots. And just screw them in. 4 screws should be fine. Just like so. Make sure they're level at the front. Do that with all 4 of them. Right, now it's time to install the Aerogate fan cooler. So I'm just going to open that up and then we're going to install it. Right, the Aero 1 fan controller looks like this. You'll find 5 cables with it, 1 for the power extension, and each fan cable for each fan control. You have 4 of them. Simply attach 1 cable to the control and 1 the opposite end to the fan. Do that with 1 in each and every one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 fans with the extension cable, and the power goes right here. So we're going to go on and install that. So you just run the cables in through there. You slot that in nice and easy. Should be fine. For the Western Digital hard disk drive, just unpack it.